Fixing our prison system. U.S. prisons and correctional facilities currently hold over 2.3 million people. About 76% of those incarcerated individuals will end up back in prison at one point in their life. Now, obviously, something is going terribly wrong with our prison systems. If so many people are returning to prison, then what exactly are we achieving by sending them there in the first place? And I'm here to prove why our prison needs some changes. This is relevant because an overpopulated prison lies right in our backyard, in our neighboring town of Pekin. I know several prison guards who have worked at that facility, and if what I'm hearing is true, then our prisons are more like a dog pound than like a rehabilitation center. Follow along as I prove that this is a serious problem and that an unlikely solution from a small country called Norway may be what we're looking for to help better our prison system. Now, of course, the first step to fixing anything is understanding the problem. One serious issue with our prisons is overcrowding. Of course, with the 2.3 million people in prison, we need a lot of space to fill up. Now in the picture, of course, you can already see how overcrowded this prison is and how much of a terrible living condition these people are in. Now, some things that are helping out with this overcrowding is the long-term sentences that are put onto several criminals who have been tried and sentenced by federal judges, and the three-strike policy that falls with criminals who are repeated offenders and who may get longer sentences due to them committing more and more crimes. Now, our unforgiving criminal justice system is not helping. Historically, we have been known to put away criminals for minor things, and such as drug offenses and small robberies and theft. Even now, there's prisoners in jail because of marijuana charges, and of course in Illinois, marijuana is perfectly legal for anyone above the age of 21, which it makes no sense because now that it's legal, why are they still holding these thousands of people because of their old drug laws? Another statistic that was very disturbing to me that I found on the ACLU, U.S. prisoners make up for 1/4 of global prison population. That is, of all prisoners in all countries, U.S. is 1/4 of that population. That's very disturbing. Now, another issue is the fact that crime still occurs within prison. Prisoners repeatedly, their criminal careers don't stop once they hit prison. There's gang affiliations, there's murder, there's rape going on in the bedrooms, in the cells, and there's drug smuggling, whether it be with outside contacts that they have or with other members of their gangs, funneling in the drugs that are pretty much taking over our prisons and bringing addicts back and making them relapse. Another issue we have are the terrible living conditions. I mean, these prisoners have to live in constant fear of being injured or harmed in any way. Many are denied necessary medical care, whether it be for addiction or for certain diseases that they may have, or for any other issues they have with their body or their mental health. And right here is a picture of just the straight up inhumane housing that our prisoners are living with. It doesn't matter if you're the most renowned, infamous serial killer in the world, or you stole a candy bar from a grocery store and it was your third strike. This is what you're going to be living in, this mess and terrible living space. I mean, there's paint chip, there's all sorts of garbage on the floor. It's just not right to be housing a human there. And like I said earlier, overcrowding. I mean, if you're living in that situation and then more and more people are coming in, it's just going to keep getting worse. And of course, there's violence. The violent criminals that are sentenced here, they find ways to continue their violence and to keep on going with their careers. And many living conditions like solitary confinement, where pretty much 100% of our facilities use as a punishment for prisoners who have acted up, that can lead to suicide. Being solitary for over 24 hours can drive any man mad. And it's been proven, of course, with several suicides within our prisons. Now, of course, with every problem, there must come a solution. And I have decided that the best solution for us to overcome our terrible prison issue would be to adopt Norway's modern prison system. What Norway prisons follow is the principle that rehabilitation is more important than punishment. And recidivism, which is defined as prisoners leaving prison and then coming back at one point in their life, which the U.S. is over 76%, like I said earlier. In Norway, since implementing their new modern prison system, it has dropped to 20%, and it's still plummeting. Costly, it is very costly, however. Norway spends about 3 times more on their prisoners than the U.S. does. However, I believe that it is definitely worth it because the criminals that come out are good citizens that can work in good jobs and overall improve the economy. And with better living conditions, there's less returning offenders. Now, some advantages to the Norway prison system. If you don't already think that Norway does it the best, and if you're still not convinced, just listen to this. Norway has completely gotten rid of the life sentence. Judges can no longer sentence an individual to life in prison. Their employment rate has increased to 40% with their newly re-educated and retrained criminals going out into the workforce and obtaining jobs and improving their economy and boosting their employment rate. And they offer really amazing educational and training programs to rehabilitate these criminals and turn them into and give them that education that maybe they were not privileged enough to obtain in their life before they committed their crimes. And just seeing this, their lavish living conditions. I mean, they have a television, they have a desk to do work, and they have a college dorm style bed, which is certainly nice compared to our U.S. living conditions. Now is the time to take action. I ask the audience, please petition, raise awareness, protest, and eventually, if it becomes more and more well known, bring it before Congress. I mean, just right here, incarceration is the virus. I mean, if COVID-19 isn't already attacking our people, then this unlawful incarceration and holding these people is just terrible. I mean, who in their right mind would just hold these prisoners without trying to help them become better people? It's ridiculous. But I believe together we can fix this issue that is crippling our great nation. Now that I've proven that this problem certainly exists, and I've reasoned with you about this solution that we so very need, I hope that you can realize how much of an issue and how badly we need a fix. Locking people up for their mistakes and doing nothing but letting them rot is no way to treat a human being. Truly caring for our country and our citizens includes wanting to help make even our worst criminals better people. Thank you.